The Port Clinton boys and girls golf programs are nearing the completion of their seasons. It's been a season all about growth and gaining experience. Coach Rick Dominick in his 17th season as the head boys golf coach at Port Clinton.
During the day, my responsibilities are guidance counselor, primarily freshmen and sophomores. Also serving as high school athletic director here, in charge of responsible for 21 sports. On the home side, I'm married. My wife's name is Sherry. We've been married 23 years now. Have one son, Cody. He is a junior at Bowling Green State University, majoring in math education.
This year's boys golf team returns 2 letter winners from last year, including 2-time first-team All-SBC member Anthony Paradiso. But the team is very young, having to rely at times on a few incoming freshmen.
Kyle Coleman, freshman.
Lyman Brown, freshman.
Howard Tennyson, sophomore.
Meacham, sophomore.
Ian Kuzma, sophomore.
Ian Crawford, sophomore.
Chuck Carpenter, sophomore.
Jack Kessler, junior.
John Young, junior. Anthony Paradiso, senior.
This year I have 10 young men on our golf team, 1 senior, 2 juniors, 4 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. Obviously our number 1 player and a young man who is right now competing strongly for Player of the Year in the Stuskey Bay Conference is Anthony Paradiso. As was mentioned, Anthony has been first team All-SBC both as a sophomore and a junior. John Young is my second letterman. John is again a junior on our team. I've seen John progressively get better each year, and I think he's playing as well this year as he's ever played. Very fortunate to have Jack Kessler join our team this year. Jack is very well known for his accomplishments in swimming and diving. A very good swimmer for us, made it to state last year and performed well on the swimming side. Decided to come out for golf this year, and I'm really glad he did. Okay, Jack is a great young man, again, a great role model for our freshmen and sophomores in how he approaches, what he does. 4 sophomores that I have: Ian Crawford, Alec Meacham, Tyler Tennyson, and Ian Kuzma. Ian is new to golf this year, didn't play last year. He's an athlete who I think has the potential for us. Ian, Alec, and Tyler all playing varsity golf for us this year, all performing, I think, as well as I can expect them to be for their second year doing this. And then 3 freshmen that have joined the program: Jackson Martinez, Lyman Brown, and Kyle Coleman. All 3 boys adding a lot to the program. Jackson and Lyman have been very pleasant surprises. It's not often you have freshmen that can step into a lineup and produce and do what they've done. Again, and I think they've used this year to kind of figure out how does everything work, from playing in matches, playing in tournaments, expectations, things like that. They have a real kind of love of the game. They both really like playing the game of golf, and I can see a bright future for Jackson and Lyman as we go forward.
I started when I joined a golf program when I was 5. I started when I just decided to join the team this year.
I started last year when I started with lessons.
This year especially, we had 2 freshmen step up, and Jackson and Lyman. It really helped me and Anthony and the whole team out with helping us get 2 more scores so we can win.
I think Jackson and Lyman, 2 freshmen this year, have come a long way, and they've given us a couple of good scores this year that we've used, and that's really encouraging for years to come.
As with most sports, there's always room for improvement.
In looking at our season and looking at this group as a whole, I think the biggest thing that we've had to overcome this year is the fact that we're young, that we are inexperienced, and you marry those two things together, and you're asking for trouble on a win-loss side of things. When I look at us, I think the biggest thing we've got to work on going forward is these kids just got to play. They can't show up August 1st and expect to have an average go from 55 to 39. It's just not going to happen. We've talked about it a lot since we got together on August 1st about how important it is for them in May, June, July of next year to play more golf, to spend more time on the range, to spend more time at the practice holes, to play some of the LEJGA events, just to get some experience in playing the game of golf, so they're ready to compete come August 1st, because we weren't ready this year on August 1st, and we were playing catch-up from the beginning because we didn't play enough in the off-season. What I like about this team and what I think will bode well for us is again, I've got a core group of young kids who seem to enjoy playing the game of golf and who want to get better. And the fact that they want to get better, that's a start. I've got to hope that they learn from what we've been through this year with the losses, and that come next spring and summer they get on the course and that they want to play. And I really think they will.
Chipping.
Hitting the ball straight.
Putting.
Putting.
Well, there's always room for improvement, I'll just say that.
I'd say definitely putting. Putting's been pretty rough.
And while the players have focused on improving, they've also managed to have fun.
It's never fun to lose. I mean, the reason you compete and the reason you play a sport is you want to win. That said, as I watch the way this group has interacted this year, this season, I think they enjoy being around each other. What is unique about a sport like golf is that by sheer numbers, when I'm looking at 10 kids, you're going to have constant interaction between seniors and freshmen, and juniors and freshmen, and sophomores and a senior in this case. It's just going to happen because, again, it's not like in some sports where you have a lot of numbers where the seniors may hang with the seniors, juniors with the juniors, or maybe juniors with the seniors, and freshmen aren't involved with the seniors at all. In this case, like I said, it's a group effort, and it's always cool. And this year, in particular, to see the way this group has kind of gravitated toward Anthony a little bit, the way they kind of look to him, and look at the way he plays and look at the way he competes. And I hope that's what the big thing they're taking away from him.
This year, the SBC returned several strong players, including 2015 Player of the Year from Edison.
Going into the season, Anthony and I chatted, off and on last spring. His goal is to be Player of the Year in Stusky Bay Conference, and I think everything he's done in the spring and in the summer is to prepare for that. His competition comes from Matt Kowalski at Edison, Ian Hilliker at Clyde, and then Max Martin at Huron. Max and Matt are classmates of Anthony, and that they're seniors. Ian's a junior. And the race right now, the competition between the four of them, and also a young man from Margaretta, Jake Charlton, is really close. And the SBC tournament on Thursday, September 22nd, will go a long way towards determining who our Player of the Year is. And again, I think Anthony's done everything to give himself a chance against those four going into that tournament on Thursday the 22nd.
Despite the strong competition, Port Clinton has a definite asset in senior Anthony Paradiso, a two-time first-team conference pick and three-time district qualifier.
I think the first person that comes to mind is Matt Kowalski. He's the one man from Edison. He won Player of the Year last year in the conference, and he's just consistently good. He hasn't put up any bad numbers. And also, I think the one man from Clyde, Ian Hilliker, and the one man from Huron, Max Martin, are both very good and consistent golfers.
I think a lot of Anthony, and I think, and I've seen this young man grow, over the course of 4 years, and I think he's matured into a very solid young man who's going to do some really special things when he gets out of Port Clinton High School.
I would like to attend Ohio University, OU, oh yeah, and then major in business and hopefully tail my own way for a little bit and end up working with my dad in the end.
These high school players are fortunate to have the opportunity to practice and play their home matches at Catawba Island Club, one of the premier courses in Northwest Ohio.
We are very fortunate, both our boys team and our girls team as well, to be able to have access to and play at the Catawba Island Club. Not only is the facility one of the best you're going to find in the state of Ohio, in particular between Cleveland and Toledo, but the entire staff there, from the general manager, Jim Stouffer, to Mike Schenk up at the club, the people that we work closely with at the golf course, Ben Moore, the head professional, Patrick Griffin, the assistant pro, and then Ken Williams, director of golf and marketing, and then their entire staff. And if I tried to name them all, I know I'd be leaving some people out. But the entire staff at the CIC, they treat not just our players, but they treat every young boy or girl who comes there to play golf, be it from Huron, be it from Edison, Oak Harbor, Vermilion, wherever they come from. I see the way that they treat those kids, and I see the way that the respect is returned. So we're very fortunate to have not just facility, but more importantly, the people at the CIC in our corner, in allowing us to play at the CIC and use that facility.
It is evident that players appreciate being able to play and compete in such a pristine course. What is also evident is the respect that they have for their coach.
I think he's enjoyable to be around and he's fun to talk to.
Coach Dominic's definitely fun to be around and occasionally offers some pretty good golf advice. And
Coach Dominic, I think he does a really good job of talking to our team as a whole and being a good team leader, but then he also takes time to hang out with me individually, talk to me, cheer for me as an individual too, so I think that's cool.
The Port Clinton girls golf team began as a varsity sport in 2003. Cliff and Peter Anseal were instrumental in getting the program started. Since that time, Port Clinton girls golf has broken all but 2 of the original golf records. Current coach Bill Hollister has been at the helm for the past 8 years. He leads a team consisting this year of 2 freshmen, 1 sophomore, 3 juniors, and 3 seniors.
Amir McCree, freshman.
Madeline Sherdell, freshman.
Mackenzie Halsey, sophomore.
Rachel Simpson, junior.
Jenna Sullivan, junior.
Macy Weiss, junior. Alexis Gable, senior. Haley Morez, senior.
Emily Reinick, senior.
The team is very young this year. We've got several new players, and the players that are on the team didn't get a lot of playing experience the last few years, so we're very inexperienced. The 3 seniors that will be leaving, only Emily Reinick really got a lot of playing time the last year or 2, and Alexis Gable and Haley Morez have filled in when we could use them. But otherwise, it's pretty much brand spanking new.
The respect Coach Hollister has for his players is evident in his actions and the caring way he works with the student athletes, and the players return that respect and show their appreciation for him.
Well, he's very nice and supportive, and he made it very easy for me to start learning, and he doesn't put a lot of pressure on me when I don't know what I'm doing. He just helps me out.
What I like best about Coach Hollister is that he always makes sure if we need help with something, he always helps us, and he brings us snacks for away matches. He's always just asking us if we need anything, if we need help. It's very nice.
One of my favorite things about Coach Hollister is he's not one of those coaches who just focuses on who he knows has the best potential. He focuses on everyone, makes sure everyone has the best help that they can, and he just does so much for us, so how could you not appreciate that?
While a few seasoned players are on the team, many of the girls only started playing this year.
My freshman year, I wanted to try something new, so when I was starting high school, I wasn't only starting a new school, I was starting a new sport too.
I really liked it. I wanted to try it when I was little, and then I got the opportunity, and I wanted to try it and do another sport too.
Well, I'm not a very athletic person, so when I heard that there was golf at the high school, I thought that, oh, this could be something that I could try to do and try and be in a sport.
Golf can be a difficult game, one that requires time, consistency, and the dedication to constantly working on improving.
All right, the girls definitely need to get more playing time, and how that would work is coming out in the summer. We live in a tourist-based economy, so a lot of times work is an excuse, and I'm saying that in a good way, but they really need to find time to get out and play golf in the summer. The students that left last year, a lot played in the Lake Erie Junior Golf Association tournaments, and they did a fantastic job just being out and playing golf. I think the biggest thing that we need to work on specifically are things near the green, such as putts and chips, putts especially. At this level, it's tough when you're 3 and 4 putting a green because you lose so many strokes, but I'll let you hear what the girls think they have to work on.
If I could improve on one thing regarding my golf game, I would improve my putting so I can make my score even lower than it already is.
I would have to say the way that I react to when I have a bad shot, because if I was happier, then I'd be able to do better.
I would have to say my putting and chipping. Putting, I think I need a lot more help on putting.
I would try to keep my head down and keep making contact with the ball.
I would like to get better at basically everything since I'm new to it and I'm not that great at it.
As their season begins to wind down, these athletes have been pleasantly surprised by what they've been able to achieve.
I was surprised that we're doing as well as we could have. Our record could be worse than it is right now. Like, we lost our whole varsity team last year, or this year basically, so we're doing pretty good for, I think.
Surprise for myself, I agree with Alexis, but surprise for myself actually was just today. I found out that I was on the Athlete of the Week voting thing, and that I didn't know that, and that made me happy. But the team is doing better than I thought we were going to do, so.
A big surprise for me was when I got to play varsity my sophomore year.
The good things from the season always include this year we beat Oak Harbor both times away and at home. It's always nice to beat up on the crosstown rival. There were several other surprises. We have 2 new entrants in the SBC, which are St. Mary's and Vermilion. And again, because they are young and inexperienced, we took advantage of that. So overall, I think we came up with more wins than I had expected with such a young team.
Most people would agree that high school sports are a great opportunity to develop a lasting friendship and to make great memories.
My best memory for my sports season is when I got an 89 at the Edison Invite.
My best memory would have to be senior night with all my teammates. It was very fun, made me feel very special, and I'm just going to miss this team so much.
In swimming last year, we won SBCs.
Last year in track, I was SBC champ in the discus.
Getting my lowest score in golf.
The team dynamics this year are probably the best, or one of the best, in the last 8 seasons. These girls all get along very well. In fact, sometimes I have to calm them down when we get near some railroad tracks in the school van because it's so loud and crazy, but they really have a good time together. The camaraderie outside of golf, I see them interacting in the hall and at lunch. I know several of them have the same classes. The bottom line is this is probably one of the most fun groups that we've had on Port Clinton's girls golf team since I've been doing this.
One time I was playing with my partner, Mackenzie Halsey, and she hit a ball in the middle of a pond. And then she asked me if she could use her ball retriever to get it, but it was kind of a silly question because her ball retriever wouldn't have even reached it.
My story is also about Kenzie Halsey. One time we were just in the middle of golfing in a match, and she saw this ball and she was like, "Oh, Macy, it's probably just an extra ball. Do you think I can pick it up?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And then about 5 minutes later, we found out it was my ball. So I freaked out on her. I got all mad. But then everything was okay in the end.
The golf team graduates 3 of their 9 members this year and will be looking to rebuild.
I plan to go to either UT or OSU to study nursing, and I want to focus on neonatal nursing.
After graduation, I hope to attend Ohio State or Cincinnati or Cleveland State, one of the ones with good medical program. I want to major in biology to become an anesthesiologist.
Yes, Emily Reinick, Alexis Gable, and Haley Merez have been around since their freshman year, and they will greatly be missed. Our recruiting efforts are very simple. We go over to the 8th grade and look for girls that are interested in golf. I generally take the team over, or at least a couple of the girls over to the middle school in May and try to spark some interest. The other great way to do it is the girls that are currently playing that know somebody that maybe plays or that at least is interested, and they talk it up and how much fun and how great it is, and they actually help recruit members. I want to thank all of them, all of the team members, the parents. They feed us so well. The Catawba Island Golf Club, Ken Williams, Ben Moore, Mr. Stouffer, Mr. Dominic, our AD, and again, the parents, without this and raising such young, wonderful young ladies, it wouldn't make it as fun as it is. So I want to thank Port Clinton High School for allowing me to be coach.
The Port Clinton golf programs are on target to continue their tradition of excellence as they develop student athletes into leaders both in the classroom and on the course. This production has been a feature of the Port Clinton Digital Media class.